Okay, so in the last video, we left off with the fact that you're going to be using the mod operator in Scratch in order to calculate the binary representation of the digit. So I just wanted to get some practice with the number 75. Now, you know what the binary for 75 is because we've already gone over that. So you're going to see in here how the modular arithmetic will provide that same binary number. Now, the key is here, remember, with modular arithmetic, when you're dividing by 2, you either get ones or zeros, which is what we want with binary transferring from decimal to binary. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the number, and when you take 75 mod 2, you're going to get 1. Now, the floor of 75, next thing you're going to do is take the floor. Remember that rounds down to the nearest integer, okay? So you're going to take 75 divided by 2, that's 37.5. The floor of that is the integer below it, which would be 37. Now you're basically going to repeat this entire process. So now I'm going to take 37 mod 2, okay? That gives me 1. Then I take 37 and divide it by 2, find the floor of that function. 37 divided by 2 is 18.5. The floor of that is 18. Okay, so repeat again. We're going to do 18 mod 2, that's 0 since there's no remainder. So next, let's take the floor of 18 divided by 2, that's 9. The floor of 9 is just 9. Now I'm going to do 9 mod 2, that's 1, because 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. The floor of 4.5 is 4 because that's your integer below, okay? Now we got to keep going. So let's do 4 mod 2. So we're taking this number, 4 mod 2, which is 0. The floor of 4 divided by 2, which is just 2 because the integer below 2 is 2. Now we're going to take 2 mod 2, that's 0. The floor of 2 divided by 2 is 1, which is just 1. And our last one is 1 mod 2, which is 1 in this case. Now, you are done. So you'll know you're done with your modular arithmetic when you get to 1 mod 2 or 0 mod 2. 1 mod 2 is going to be 1. 0 mod 2 is going to be 0. Now, take the answers to the modular arithmetic and put them in reverse order to get the binary. Now, remember our binary number here for 75 was 1001011. Okay, so now notice here, this one goes to this position. This one goes to this position. The 0 goes to this position. The 1 goes to this position, the 0 goes to this position, this 0 goes to this position, and this 1 goes to this position. So you're putting it in reverse order. So you're taking your answers to your modular arithmetic and writing them from left to right instead of from right to left, okay? So that's I know that's a little bit tricky, but you're just putting them in reverse order. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to go to 3.4. Actually, before you do that, there is a worksheet that I have provided. On the back of that worksheet, I want you to try question 2 and question 3. This is just getting a little bit of practice with modular arithmetic. So you will be finding the binary representation of 26, and then I want you to try the modular arithmetic to make sure you understand that, okay? All right, so then what you're going to do is you're going to go to 3.4 and you're going to do the binary birthday cake in Codio. Now let's just take a minute and look at the rubric. Number 1, it must check the user input for any age from 1 to 122. So I should be able to put in any age from 1 to 122 and it's going to work, okay? It should correctly calculate the binary age. So I would, after you code it, do it by hand and make sure it's getting the correct answer. It should light the correct candles to represent the binary age, and it should also display the correct binary age and decimal age at the bottom. I'll show you what that looks like. And then the program should include code comments. Now, please make sure that when you do this, you hit File, Save, then mark as complete. If you do not mark it as complete, I will not know that it's finished, and it will be counted as late. So please be careful with that. All right, now the goal of this program is so that each candle basically is represented by a 0 or a 1. that is going to turn your candle on or off. So you're going to have to think about how you change the candle's costume to make it from lit to unlit. And I'll show you where that is in your code. There are 2 costumes under each candle. So we're going to take a minute to look at the starter code and see what we have. Okay. So before we take a minute and look at the starter code, I want to show you how the program is going to run. Notice number 1, the decimal age is at the bottom along with the binary age. Okay. Notice you have 0, 0. Those 2 candles are not lit. 1, 1, those 2 candles are lit. 0, not lit. 1, 1 are lit. Okay, so when the program runs, how old are you? Let's just say 25. Okay, notice a couple things. Number 1, it shows the decimal age at the bottom, the correct age that I typed in. It shows the binary age at the bottom. Okay, that's correct. Okay, and my candles with the corresponding binary age are lit. Okay, now this is what your starter code is going to look like. So I want you to notice a couple of things here. So number 1, you're going to have 2 iterations that are shown. So notice you have this if else right here. Okay, and then you have a second if else right here. You are not going to use both of these in your code. You are just going to use one of them. You are going to have to decide which one is correct and then delete the other one. So basically you have this entire portion right here, this if else and this set right here. And your top one is this if else and this set. You will not use both, you will only use one. So you're gonna have to think about, read what this means and understand what this means in your code. So notice how this says, if decimal age mod 2 equals 1, then you're setting the binary age. Remember our binary age would have those 7 digits, there's 7 candles, so you have 7 spaces, to join one binary age. Now what join one binary age means is that you have your 7 digits, okay? It's putting 1 at the end and then it's joining it with whatever you already have there, okay? This one right here says, if decimal age mod 2 equals 1, then set binary age to 1. So then what that's gonna do is set your binary age equal to 1, okay? Else set it equal to 0. But like I said, you need to you're either gonna use this function with the bottom portion here or this if else block with this. So you have to decide which you're going to use. Now, notice how this says broadcast if binary age is equal to 1, broadcast ultraviolet light. Okay, so when we go to the violet candle, notice, okay, you have, oh, look, here's a broadcast that's received. This is where you're going to change your costume. Okay, so when you broadcast something, you're going to have to determine how to change this costume. Okay, and actually these already have your broadcast in them. Some of them do and some of them don't. So if they don't have the broadcast in them, you're going to have to add them in there, okay? And then notice, think about this fact, there is 1 iteration here. There's a total of 7 candles, so you're going to need to do this 7 times. Now at the end, please make sure that it displays your decimal age. Okay, there's something that you have to do to your code to make sure it displays the decimal age because it does not automatically display that decimal age. Make sure you run it, make sure you include your code comments, make sure you hit File, Save, Mark as Complete, save it first, then mark it as complete so I know to grade it. If you have any questions, you can message me in Schoology. I will be around most of the day.